All right, so today we are going to look on the SQL commands that we went through yesterday. So we are going to interact with the DDL, DML, ECL, TCL, and DQL. So those are SQL commands that we put out yesterday. So I'm going to begin with the DDL commands. These are commands that we said they are used to define the database schema or the database structure. So if you want to create a database, so if you want to create the database structure, you are going to deal with DDL. If you want to alter the columns or the fields of any database, the commands that you will use are found in DDL. If you want to drop a database, you're still going to use a command under DDL. If you want to rename a column from one name to another, you still use a command under DDL. So I'm going to start. So we are going to create a few database. So I hope your GUI is running on your side. That is my SQL workbench, so that we do at the same time. So to me begin. So we said the keywords have to start. So comments, we said we use double hyphen if it is a single line. So this is DDL now. We are going to work on. So the first thing we are going to create database. So that is the command itself. So create database. Then you are going to give your database a name. So for example, we can give it maybe, for example, data breed. Data breed. Then we said after the name, you put the semicolons. Those are our terminator operators. So after that, we run the command.
Excuse me.
Yes. Yes.
Can you help me out? This what would I call it? Can I just share my screen and I ask a question that I want to ask?
Okay. Let me stop sharing.
Are you able to see my screen?
Not yet, but it is starting. Yes, I can see it.
How do I remove this part? This thing? Sorry. This one, SQL addition, automatic context is disabled.
Just navigate to that vertical line. We see if you can minimize it to the right-hand side. Is it working that way?
Do what?
The vertical line, hii line iko karibu na limit to 1,000 rows. Hiyo line iko active ama iko disabled?
Mimi hata sioni hiyo line unasema. Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Umeiona? Bado.
Iko pia limit to 1,000.
Hapa juu. Naona mali umecreate yes, that one. So that line now, that line yenye iko hapo karibu hiyo. Hakuna vertical line unaona? Hiyo. Sasa hapo mali, yes, now drag it to the right.
I do it. I do like that. Oh, okay.
Yeah. You okay?
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Emmanuel, did you manage to install my workbench? Emmanuel, yesterday you are not talking. Please make an effort to speak today. Hi. Is my screen visible from your side?
Yes.
Okay, so we begin create. So database. So you give it a name. You can give it any name that you wish. Let me give mine maybe security. I think security. Why to create a data breed? So that is my first command. So if I execute it, it should give me an output. Let me try. So you can see from here, it has executed. So make sure you are going at the same time so that maybe you encounter an error, I can know. Now, after creating a database, next, I want to show you another thing. You may want to create a database that is maybe created by another person. Remember, when you're using the database, it is not only you that you are using it. So maybe there is another person who created the same database with the same name. So how do you check that one? So this is the command that you use to create a database if it does not exist. So create database if not exist. So this commands is going to instruct the SQL engine to create this database if it does not exist. However, if it exists, it should throw an error to us to notify us that this database name already exists in the SQL search engine. So you give it a name, for example. Let me give a name that is already there. So let me say data breed. So I think this database is already there. So let me execute it. So execute it on your side. So this one has not executed because it is already there. So let's try another name like this one, the already one that I have.
How do we execute? You select and then you click query.
Recording in progress.
Yes, yes.
And then the first one.
Yes.
Execute all selection.
You can execute the current one, or maybe if you highlighted all your commands, you can execute all. So if maybe you give your database, you give it a name that is already in the SQL engine, it will throw an error or notify you that this database already exists. Now, after creating our database, we want to check the databases that we have created if they have been stored successfully in the SQL engine. So you write show databases. So that is the command to check the available SQL engine. So when you execute this command, it should give you this database. As you can see from my result output window, we can see we have data breed 1.
Mwalimu ameenda.
I think. Hapana hapo.
Yep. Yes.
We lost you.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So are you getting the same output from your side?
We don't. Yeah, there's a wind.
Yes.
Ways. Yeah, there's a wind.
There is?
There's a window.
Yes, I'm asking from your side. We are executing these commands at the same time. So did you get the same output when you executed the command from your side? Oh, you got
But
the
there's
same thing.
information like the one that is the one that's there.
There is?
I'm saying there's an additional.
So, oh yeah, yes. Those are default databases in MySQL. So like for example, information schema, MySQL itself, performance schema, this is the system, this is the shortened as SYS. So those are default databases. So, but however, you can see the one that you have created by yourself. So are we getting the same thing?
I created one and named it data breed, but with capital D, capital B, but it's not showing that. It's all small letters.
It is showing you what?
Small letters.
Yes, okay.
Like it's
So
not giving the exact name that I gave it.
it has to give you the exact name. That means you named it that way in small letters. However, yesterday while you were checking at SQL syntax and best practices, we recommended that the only commands that are going to be in uppercase are the keywords or the commands themselves. For any identifier name or any name that we give to any table or database, we give them in lowercase. So as to differentiate between the two.
Okay.
Right?
Wow.
Okay, that's fine. Emmanuel, are we at the same? Are you at the same point here? Can you see the same output? Mwende, are you seeing the same thing?
No,
Please. You are not seeing the same thing.
I've seen where I went wrong. I'm trying to-
Okay. You have corrected it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's fine. Christine?
Hi, Enoch. I joined a little bit late, so I was trying to figure out how to navigate from the SQL window to this place.
Okay. Right. Okay. Did you manage to install your MySQL Workbench
Yes, I did.
successfully, right?
Yes. So I'm on that page that says my SQL connections, and then there's a local host.
Okay, please share screen just for 1 minute. Let me stop. Share screen so that we can see you are on the same point.
Hi, Enoch. Can you hear me? Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, so I got here and I don't know how to move from here to that other place we are on in class dorm following.
Okay. Click on the local instance.
Here.
No. Just the one under the MySQL connections.
Oh, okay, local instance. Nothing. Don't know if it hung or what. Oh, my laptop has hung again. My goodness.
Click continue. Continue anyway. Go back here.
Sorry?
It has taken you back to this point, to the landing page.
Yeah, oh,
No.
okay. There, oh, okay.
Lap yako ina hang, utapunguza vitu zingine si hang kabisa.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Let-
so we are
Uh,
on this page.
Yes, we are at this page now.
Yeah.
Can you see where limit to 1,000 rows is?
Oh, yeah, here.
There is a vertical line that will
Oh,
now extend it to the yes, to the right.
okay.
That's fine.
Ah,
Yes, now we are at that point. Okay, now you can start, maybe type create database. Create database. Then give it a name. No, give it a name. That is just a command. You can give it a name in lowercase. Then you end by semicolons. Then execute your that command. No, not there. Highlight it first.
the whole thing. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Uh-huh.
Then go to query. Navigate to query.
Query.
Then you can execute the current or you can go with the first one, no problem.
Oh, okay.
Yes, so you can see output just below this, below that window. Can you see it? The action output at that point, at the output
Yeah.
panel. Yes, so you have created it. Now, hit enter. Now type the command show databases.
Show databases.
Yes, show databases. Then you end with the semicolon. Always remember to end that way. Then now execute it the same way you have done. We have not highlighted it.
Ah, my bad, sorry.
Yes. So from there you can see it is the first one. Can you see it?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Now that's fine. Can now
Okay.
stop sharing.
All right.
Anyone else facing the same challenge? Eve and Monday, they are okay. So we'll continue. Okay, please confirm you can see my screen.
I can see it.
Okay, that's fine. So these are two commands to create a database. The first one is you just want to create a database. That is when you have been dealing with, maybe you are the DBA, you know the database names that are already in your SQL engine. However, for a new person or any user, and to be on the safe side, we recommend using the second command. Create database if not exist, then you give your database name. So this instructs the SQL engine to only create this database if it is not existing already. However, if it already exists, it should throw an error to us informing us that this database already exists, right? Now, to that point, I think we're okay, right? Okay, so let's create another database. Create database. create database, then you give it a name. Maybe you can go with HR. You want to create a database for HR. So create database if not exist. Sorry. So then I will execute my command. So it has created it. I can run this command again to see. Now, from my output window, I can see it has created the database HR here. Now that is the first command to create. Now we want to check on the second one. We have created. We want now to see how can we now drop this database. Now suppose you notice that you had created the wrong database, or maybe the database that is already existing on the SQL engine is no longer useful to you. How do you do away with it? So we say deleting. So we want to delete the database. So how do you delete your database? There is a command for that. We say drop database. Which database? You give it the database name. So here let's drop DataBreed. I had created several variants of DataBreed database. So I want to do away with this one. So I just execute my command, and it has executed successfully. So if I run this command again to see the available databases, I should not find DataBreed there. And that is the case here. I can see I've deleted DataBreed, then I have remained with the DataBreed 1 and 2. You can do the same thing to delete others. You can delete DataBreed 1, also delete DataBreed 2. So take note of this command again. So I just wanted, sorry, I think that is an error there. So I have deleted DataBreed 1. So you can do away again and delete DataBreed 2 if maybe you had created 3 of them like me. They are executed successfully. Now that's about creating and also dropping, that is deleting the database. Now I want to create a database and then create a table and then populate the table, and then we do again more manipulation of that database and also the table. Now let's create our database. So I'm going to create from here now. So create database. So I'm going to go with the DataBreed because I don't have it here. So I create that database. It has executed successfully. The next, now I want to use that database. Now for me to CD into that database, I use a command, we call it use. We want to use our database that we have created. So we are going to use DataBreed. So we are going to use our database by the name DataBreed. So you execute it. This informs the SQL engine to seed into DataBreed database. Now, being for that point, we want now to create a table. So I want to create, now and say creating a table. Now for us to create a table, there is a command, create table. Then you give the table name. However, because you don't know if that table name already exists anywhere in that database, we recommend using create table if not exist. Create table if not exist. Don't know why it is not picking it as a command. Exist. Oh yeah, it's okay now. Create table if not, should be if not. If not exist, then I give my table name. Let me call my table name, name, let's say students. So we said the name should be in small letters, students. Now I have seeded into Databricks database, and then while there, I'm creating a table by the name students. Oh, sorry. So for us to create a table, we need to have, now we are going to use the syntax that we said. For us to create it, we need to include our column names, and column data types. So let's begin. We are going to begin with the ID. Then our ID is going to be a number. That is like if in a class we are 7, that is what we are referring. ID means number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, up to number 7. That is what we mean by ID. So the next one, we are going to give the name of the student. Name. Let's say, so then we are going student. Let's say student name, so that at least is descriptive student name. Then this one is going to be a var character. So there are people with long names. So maybe we give it 100 characters. So I don't think if someone has a name that is longer than 100 characters. Then we go the next one. We want to check the age of our student. So age. So age is going also to be a number. So we put int. And we can take the last part to give it the course the course student is taking. Then after the last column name, we don't put a comma. So up to that point, let's see if we execute our command is going to work. So there is an error at what line? Number 6. No, it's number 6. Please let me know if you are still doing the same thing from your side. Let me see where the error is coming from.
Why haven't you
Manuel.
specified the character in course? After course?
Yes, that is I think that is the error where it is coming from. That is the line. So of course this one should be a var character, maybe because it is going to be a name. Varchar. Then you say maybe let it have the courses with longer names. Let us give it 100 characters. So please let me know if from your side is working.
That's a closed bracket.
Yes. Which one?
Student name. Mbona name iko na? Name is not valid at this position.
At what position? Umeweka student name ama name peke yake?
Nimeweka student name. Mbona inakata? Nimekubali underscore.
Okay. Iko sawa?
So tuna execute from create table if not exist.
Yes, to execute the whole script now from the start up to the point where we have semicolons. So, Mwende, are you at the same point? Emmanuel, Christine?
Iko sawa.
Okay. Aha.
Mbona hadi unaleta story mingi? Hapo mali nanipea feedback, why is it giving me long stories?
What is it saying?
Time, action, error message, duration.
But it has executed successfully, right?
Yeah, it has.
Okay, now maybe that is an output maybe to guide you in case you come up an error where you can find the error. Maybe it makes it easier for you to locate whether your code is making an error. I'm waiting for others to confirm if maybe they are getting the same thing.
As you wait, can I ask a question?
Yes.
How do you save?
How do you
Save
save what?
whatever you're doing here. How do you save it?
Or you go to file.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see from my side?
Wait, file, yes.
Then you go to save as.
Mine has save script as, yes.
Yes. Then you give it a name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, okay. That's it.
Yeah. So I'm waiting for the other guys to confirm. Please confirm.
Enoch, I have a question. Am I supposed to see anything after I run the query?
Yes, it is to inform you that your query has executed successfully. Yes. So are you getting the same thing? From your side, maybe please confirm if it executed successfully.
Okay, so on the question, on the action output, I can see just the listed number, like create table if no exists student, that kind of thing.
Okay, so for you to see if your table has been created, you use this
Yeah.
command, show tables.
Okay. Or show tables.
Yes, and then you confirm from there. If it is not, then you know it was not created.
Okay, let me check.
How come I have only one table?
Yes. You have only one table, right? Can you see something like mine here?
Oh, yes.
Yes, that is because we have only created a single table. Now I want you to use the same syntax, create a table and you name it students1 before doing anything else. Using the same script, just change the name of the table to students1.
Excuse me, Enoch, after create the table command, if not exists, then students, what is that? Opening brackets.
Yes, these are opening brackets.
Mine is refusing. It's giving me an error.
Okay, let me do it here again. So you do it this way. I'm going to create table. If not exist, then I'm going to name it students1. Now, up to that point, are we together? Then I'm going to put my brackets. Then I put a semicolon at the end. Then I bring my cursor in between the two brackets. Then you press enter. You press enter again to create you some more space. So you see the same thing. Int ID is an int. It's going to be an integer. Then we create student name again. Sorry. Name. So student name is going, what is the data type of our column? This column is going to be, so a voucher. This time let's give it 50. Then we go to the next one, age. We give age is going to be an int, so we put here int, comma again. Then the last column is going to be course. Then we give it our data type. It's going to be a voucher, variable character. So we give it maybe
Enoch, I have a question. So these students ID, student name, these are going to be the, what did you call them yesterday?
Columns.
The fields.
yes, the fields. They are going to be our fields in this case.
Okay.
So has it managed to execute successfully? So I've done the same thing again here. Wanted to do it together with you. So if I execute, you can see from my at the bottom, query batch is completed successfully. So that means my table has been created. And if I want to check the tables that I have, I use this command, show commands. You can see I have two tables here, students and students one. So can you see the same output from your side?
Yes, I can see a table.
Okay, that's good. Now, the next thing now, creating a table. We have created a table now. I want to show how you can drop it. Now, for you to drop the table, we use the command drop. Remember, we are still on DDL. So drop table. We want to drop the table with its contents, whether it has names or students have been entered there. We want to drop the whole table. So we're going to say drop table, then we give the name. So for this case, I don't want students table, the one that is named one. So I'm going to say students one. Then I enter my semicolons, then execute. So please do the same thing. Did you get the same output? And if you now you check the tables that are there, you'll find we have only one table. Now, up to that, I want now to go ahead now and now populate our table that we have created. So remember yesterday we said the rows we refer to them as records. So I want now to input data into that table that we have created. Now we move now from DDL to DML commands. So you're going to say insert into. Now we check, we give our table name. It should be in small letters, students. Then from there, you can give it maybe on a straight line. I'll show you both. or maybe in this format. So from there, you're going to give the values now into table. Then we insert our table name, we are given it. Then we say values. But before then, we can also give out where we are going to install we can also give out our columns. That is, you can say our column name, first one is ID. Sorry, ID. The second one is student name. I want to insert data in that format, student name. Then age, then course. And you say values. Now we want to insert now what values that are going to be now representative of that. So values, you are going to say the first person is, we are going to give it number one. Then we can now, since this one is a character, we are going to use now quotations. This is a single quotation mark. So maybe you can give a name like Alice. Comma. We say Alice is how old? She's maybe 19. Then what course is she taking? That is a string. So we use the opening quotation mark of a single form. So we're going to say she's taking data, she's taking data science, for example. Then we end with our semicolon. So please get up to that point before you execute anything.
Mine has an error. Statement is incomplete, expecting partition. Select set table values. Insert into tables,
Yes, you're inserting
No,
into.
what is it using? Yeah, mine has even an error. Or I
An
shouldn't put. Oh, okay. I have removed the semicolon.
Oh, you had
Oh,
removed it, right?
yeah, I
It's
had
now,
put a semicolon.
it's now fine, right?
Hmm.
Please confirm. So mine
Yep.
is working, okay?
Oh.
What is it saying? Did you begin with insert into, then you give the table name?
Oh, okay, I know. Yeah, it's okay.
It's okay?
Yep. So we execute.
Yes, you execute it.
Okay.
So Meshach, there's no, sorry, Enoch, there's no semicolon after students, after inserting to students.
No, there is.
No semicolon.
Okay.
Can you see my screen now? It is here.
Yes, I can see.
Yeah, the same thing. Let me check on who else. Christine?
Christine is the one who's talking.
That is me.
Oh, sorry. Mwende? Emmanuel dropped and dropped completely. Mwende, are you at the same point like others?
I want to believe so. Just a minute.
Want to believe? No, here we are not believing. Here we are doing it actually. We are actualizing it.
I am at values. Sasa, how do I insert the?
So we wanted to insert just a single record. So do you see the column? So the first thing after giving the command insert into, then you give the table name. you need to list the fields in your table, and they have to be in that order. So the first field is ID. The second one is student name.
You just insert those opening brackets like that.
No, you insert into students, then you
like the way we did up there.
Yes.
Opening, closing, and then space, and then enter.
Yes, okay, let me do another one here. So, let's say, are you seeing what I'm writing?
Yes.
Insert into, then I'm going to say student's name. This table does not exist on my side, so I'm not going to execute. So student name, then I'm going to begin with my what? The first column is what? ID. From how I structured my database, the first column is what? From here. Can you see here? We are following this structure here, this schema. The first column is ID. The second one is student name. The third one is age, then course. So when inserting the data, they have to be in that order. So ID, then student name, comma, space, age, comma, then course. Then I close that bracket. Okay. Then I go to the next line. We say values. Remember yesterday we said our keywords must begin on a new line for easier readability. I type values, then I hit enter again. So here I'm going now to insert those values. Now those records, I'm going to say 1, which will stand for ID. The name, I can say maybe Christine. Remember, I'm putting it under quotation, single quotation marks, because it is a string. Then after the name, I'm going to give her age, maybe she's 20. That is a number, so it's going to be an int. Then the course she's taking, maybe you can say software engineering. Sorry, this one is a string still. So software engineering. Then I close my brackets. Then because that is the end of my statement, I include my semicolons. Then I execute it. So has yours worked?
Let's continue. I'll try later.
Okay, please try it on the background because you are going to insert data, then manipulate
When
the
we
data.
have to be together.
Yeah.
Angalia the names umeweka kwa quotation marks. And at the end of the statement, you close with the semicolon.
Sawa.
Share screen. Do you want to share screen?
Aya, sawa, let me share.
Oh, you want to share a screen?
Yeah, so that you see.
Is that okay?
Let me share. Let me stop sharing.
Okay.
You're a good sister, Kit.
Thank you. Calvin's Pole.
Oh, Monday yours is having some indentation errors. It is not intended as move all your commands at the beginning
Oh,
of the
yeah.
line.
Mm.
Sorry?
Umeweza commands katikati.
So ni delete. Nifute zote.
No, you are not.
Zinafaa at the
So
start.
what you do?
Sawa.
If let me take her through.
Sorry.
Mwende, so what you're going to do, you take your cursor at the beginning of insert, then use the backspace key in your laptop. Yes, up to no. Yes, up to that point. Then you do the same thing at the first brackets, the first opening brackets. No, move the cursor behind that bracket. Yes, now move it. Now close that bracket. Finish the word course, then you close it. Nice. No. Is it by default being edited that way?
No, actually, let me delete it and then we start from inserting the bracket.
So you can delete that one only. Yes. Delete it completely.
Up to there, right?
Hapo hivyo ndo unaishia.
Yeah. See, insert students and then sasa we continue.
Okay. Okay, it's okay. So I yes move your case yes hapo.
Okay.
Yeah. Now begin your brackets from there. Yes. No, you are done putting your semicolon there. Take your cursor inside the brackets. Then start with the ID. You just list those columns as you have created. ID space, ID comma space. Sorry, ID comma space. Now student name. Comma space. Age. Comma space. Then course. After course, we don't put after the last column, we don't put a comma. So remove it. Yes, that's fine. Now you move to the next line. Now you type values, because values is a keyword. So you type it now, hit enter again. Now you open the brackets. Yes, you do the same thing. Now ID, you give it number 1. Number 1 space. Then number 1, then you give a space, not space, sorry, comma, then space, number 1, comma, space. Now you put the student name. You can give it name, but remember this is a string, so you're going to begin with quotations, single quotations. Then comma space. Then her age, you can give a number. Comma space. Then course she's taking. Remember that is a string, so you remember to include quotations. Then you close. Close the, no, there is something you have omitted. You put the closing quotation. Yeah, then you close the bracket. Then you finish by the terminator, which is semicolon. Yes, now execute. Now execute it. I want to see what is your output. The whole of it. Yes, it has executed successfully. So, now yeah, let us use yours to see if everything is okay. Now, at the end, now you can put your cursor on line number 25 and then type this, what I'm going to say. So select select in capital letters. Type select, select space, asterisk na yako ka star in your laptop. Asterisk, space, from. Now from should end, okay, just like we shall revisit that one. From, type from, students. Now students is students, maybe use the name that you used, is in small letters. Then you put the delimiter, which is in colon. Execute it.
I think sini student 1. Hapo anafaa kuweka student.
Student 1 will drop.
Oh, let's drop.
Yes, so yours is okay. That is the output. You can see your columns.
Thank you for insisting.
Okay, you're welcome. Yes, Calvin's. I think you have joined, right? But I hope you have launched your MySQL workbench, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So let me continue here. So I'm going to delete this one because I don't have that table. So we have just inserted the first record. We
Are
want
there
to
issues if you don't put space?
where?
When she was inserting, when you're inserting into inserting data into the schema that you want, the ID, student name, age. If you don't put
It will throw an error because in SQL engine, it is by default created to allow like that spacing, that weight characters. So we call them weight characters. So it is required by default.
Okay.
So that is the first way of inserting your first record. However, you may need to add some records. Now, if you want to add more, just watch what I'm doing. So if you want to add more records, you put there a comma, then you do the same thing.
Hi, Enoch, we can't see your
sharing your screen.
Yes? Oh, I'm not sharing. Sorry.
No.
Okay. Please confirm you can see it. Can you see it from your side?
Yes, you can see it now.
Yes. So I was saying, now, suppose you want to have like 3 records in your table. So remember here we had included our delimiter, which is semicolon. Now, since you want to have more than just one record, we are going to delete it. Then you put there a comma. Then we open the bracket again. Then we go to number 2. We add now our record number 2. This name will be Calvin. So we put there a comma, then space, let Calvin have 24 years. Then the course is taking, we can see is doing statistics. Hiyo ni kijana wa hesabu, tumewekea hivyo. Then we put a comma again. We continue, we do the same thing again. We want to put number 3. This let it be maybe Mwende. So we put a comma again. Maybe she's 22 years. Then the course she's taking, maybe say she's taking computer science. So let that be our last record. Now at the end of our record, now we put our delimiter semicolon because we want to end it there. So we are going to execute it again. So we highlight our table, then we run execute. So it has executed successfully. Now I want to see my table. So I can first maybe say deck students. Want to see that table, the structure of it. Those are my fields and my data types. Now this is the command you use if you want to check the schema of your database, the one that you have created. You use dec stands for describe. So even if you type it in full, it will still work.
Question. Sorry, I had worked out. Did you execute number 1 because you had already executed it as well?
Yes, it should not
Better
enter.
for Alice.
Yes, now, okay, let me see if maybe it was included as a duplicate. Selecting everything from students table. Yeah, so I know why I did that one, so no issue. Just execute it the way it is. I'll show you how you can eliminate that one. So we have inserted data into our table now. Now we can manipulate it. Now I want us to do the same thing now, but now remember we are doing it now. This table that we have created, in normal cases, we don't create it that way. We include some constraints that will be structuring our schema in a way that it will not take n duplicate in our case. So for the constraints, let me share screen here to take you through that.
Mbona yangu iko na errors?
Yako inaleta error like gani?
After the one there's an error that says one is not valid at this position, expecting select or insert. Okay, values, right? I know what I missed. Values.
Okay. That is the good thing with coding life. So you get some error. It makes you like do some research on why it is happening that way. So we have been able to create our tables, and when we populate those tables, it is easier for us to get some duplicates or maybe some records to be repeated, maybe consecutively or more in our table. So to avoid that, we come up with constraints. And please confirm you can see my screen. Can you see my screen from your side?
Yes, Anna.
Okay, so we have some constraints in SQL, and say constraints are specific rules concerning data in our table. So remember, we have created a database, then created a table inside that database, and we have been able to populate our table. However, in normal cases, that way of populating it may cause some errors in our database, because maybe one field may be repeated twice, which is not the case. Now, for us to avoid that, we come up with constraints. These rules now that will be able to shape our data, or to shape the data that is going to be inserted in each specific table. So we have some constraints here. The first one is we are going to go with not null. So not null says that it's going to restrict, it's going to instruct you when inserting the data into the table that a certain column cannot take null values. That means it cannot be left empty. You have to enter something for your script to execute. We also have another constraint we call check. So check verifies that all values in a field satisfy a certain condition. Maybe you are an admin in a university, and you're only admitting students that are above 18 years. So in your database, you are going to structure it in a way that it is going to check every student that is going to be admitted there has to be over 18 years. If not, then that record will not be entered into the table. So for that to happen, we use check command to check a certain condition has been satisfied. We also have another command, another constraint we call default. So this happens in a way that when you create your table, and then you have that column that you have constrained it to have default. So if you don't provide a value, maybe let's say, for example, you are creating a database for students taking maybe courses under scope mathematics. That is statistics, actuarial science, and applied mathematics. So our automatic or our default value, we take it to be applied mathematics. However, in any case, you may miss to provide an output in that column. The default value, which is applied mathematics, will be the one that will be captured under that column or under that field. We also have the next one, which is unique. So unique tells or instructs you to ensure that all values that have been inserted in a particular field are unique. They are not the same. That is, they are different from each other. We also have, okay, you can skip index. I don't think index has to be in this case. So we also have another constraint called primary key. So primary key, it identifies each record in a table uniquely. So when you include primary key in your database schema or in your table schema, it is going to inform you that if maybe we have given the first student is if, that is the student holding ID number 1, that ID cannot be allocated to any other students. So if you force it maybe to take that ID, it will throw an error. So what do? Primary key, they identify each record uniquely in a table. Then we have another constraint we call foreign key. So foreign key is a, okay, what do you call it? Is an identifier that refers to another record in another table. Let's say we have 2 tables for a customer and an order. So a customer is going to make an order. So under the customer table, we have a primary key, that is customer ID. And also on the ID, on the orders table, we'll have an order ID as the primary, but also we will also have a foreign key that will be referring to the customer who made this purchase. So that is about the theoretical part of it. Now let's go to the practical part of it. So I'll stop here.
Repeat
Yes.
the explanation of the foreign key.
Our foreign key, we have said, it's like, okay, in simple terms, we have 2 tables. Table 1 is customer. Table 2 is orders, right? Each customer is going to make an order for a particular delivery of a commodity. So this, under the customer table, kila customer akona primary ID, akona primary key. That means if you have customer 1, customer 2, customer 3, customer 4, those are primary keys. Now, under orders ID and orders table, we will have orders ID as the primary key, but also we will also have another key that we call foreign key that will reference the customer's table. What does it mean by saying so? So it will be able to relate the customer that made this order. Kwa sawa?
Oh, like now the orders table will have a column for customer.
We'll have to, no, not a column. We'll have like not a customer, like in search. It will be maybe orders. No, I will show how it works in practically. Maybe hapo, maybe unaweza kuwa utaishikanisha vizuri. Okay. So let me share my screen so that you can do it practically.
I still have errors on the two.
On the
Data set number 2 and 3.
Share your screen. We see what you're doing.
Data set. What do you
The
mean?
data, sorry, not data set, but the data in the second and the third line.
So these
Yeah.
records, they are giving you an error. Okay.
Tell me where it's the mistake.
Okay, sure.
I
Okay,
also
can you
have
share screen?
errors.
Can you share a screen? I see.
Yeah. These two.
Oh, you are okay. The issue is, now when you do it this way, you have to, okay, this is where you end it wrong. So remember, we are inserting our data as a whole, okay? So, but you, in your case, you have entered the delimiters, which is the semicolon after each. So
So I shouldn't.
Yes, you should. At that point, we put a comma. Yes,
Comma.
yes, commas. Comma, then hapo comma.
Hapo ndio sawa, iko sawa.
Hebu run uone. Iko sawa?
Should be fine.
Alternatively, let me see. Alternatively, you can still use the same commands hizo za insert after the first brackets kama unataka kuweka kila moja kivyake. But this is the best way because you are able to insert more records at once.
Okay.
Yeah. So have you now type select everything. So select, then you put select asterisk, then enter on a new line from our e-students, your table. You want to see if the records are there, then you end your script. Remember, we are ending our script by semicolon. Now run that one. Yes.
So Alice is mara mbili.
Mara tatu hadi. Yeah.
Where is the third one? Oh, yeah. Why is it 3? Oh, yeah.
So,
yes.
yes.
Yeah, because I said it 3 times.
Yes. So that's fine now. You can now stop sharing.
Thanks.
No, mine also has an error.
Yours also has an error. Okay.
Yes.
Please share with me. Calvin, is yours fine?
Okay, so.
Yeah. Oh, yes, I see. Yes, I can spot it. And after insert, the column the fields themselves, kuna spacing ujaweka after age.
Age, which age?
After age, unaona hizo your fields. Kuna ID, student name.
Yeah.
Yes, ujaweka space after comma after age. So unaona kuna comma, then ujaweka space.
Okay.
Yes. And now run it.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Calvin's. You good with this one? Who was that? Who was sharing? Oh, Christine, now you have seen where we have to space.
Yes, yes,
Mm.
when it runs exists.
As I said, by default, the SQL engine is structured to take white spaces. Calvin, do you get me well? No. Did you say anything? Did Calvin say anything?
He has issues with his net.
Oh, he has issues.
Mm.
Okay. Oh, right. I didn't know that one. Okay, it's okay. It's well noted, but please make an effort to follow up. Now, let me share my screen now. You're fine? I can share my screen?
No, 1 minute before you share yours. Can I share mine because
Okay.
let me go to the hapo.
Yes, yako hujafunga brackets after each record. Each record is under it's between its brackets.
Between?
So after the first one unafunga, after the data science unafunga na bracket.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then unaweka comma after that bracket. Do the same thing for the others. So at the that one at the end of your script you put semicolon now, not a comma. Yeah. Now before you execute, ujaweka opening brackets. Okay. Now your values iko hapo chini, futa basi. Okay, now execute your script. So you can see the errors that you are getting, right? Is it true, Mwende? Did you see the error? You can spot the errors that you made, right?
Oh, this where they are highlighted in yellow.
No, huku chini.
Okay.
So
Oh, bado
yes,
hata inaleta error.
inaleta error.
Okay.
Hujamaliza kucopy, you copy it from, you highlight it up to the insert statement.
Oh.
So those errors, as I said yesterday, you remember me talking about transaction, no, acid properties. So they have to be consistent. Now, this is one of the acid properties. Now, they have to be consistent. If maybe there is something in your transaction, it will fail all of it, it will not execute. So that brings consistent in a database.
When there's space between Calvin's and 23, like me.
Yeah.
Comma, it should be a comma, then space.
Mm.
Now, okay, just before that, delete that one. Delete hapo chenye, now move it outside the closing brackets under Calvin's. Outside the closing, not closing what? Quotation after Calvin's. Move your case outside the closing quotation, that one. Put a comma. Then space. Should be okay now.
So that means even hapa kwa Mwende I put a comma, sindio?
Yes,
Comma, and
those
then
are syntax.
comma,
Comma space.
space.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
And what did you say described as?
Yes, describe. Oh, describe is a command that is a command that we check the structure of our database. When you run it, you will see all the fields under that table. The fields and the data types. Let me share that one so that you can see. Please confirm if you can see. Can you see it from your side? You can see my screen?
Yes.
So when I execute this describe or deck, so it has to give me, I want to see the structure of my database, okay? So what do I mean by the structure? I want to see the fields, the data type. You can see from here, the one that I'm highlighting this field. Fields, I have how many fields? There are 4: age, course, ID, and student name. Data type, for age it is an int, for course is a var character. For ID is a int. So that is what we mean. Is it allowing null values? Yes, because I have not restricted it. Okay, I have not given any key. That is primary key or foreign key. I have not given anything as a default value. So that is the structure of my table in that database. So that is what we use describe to check on. Okay, now I want now to create another table with now constraints so that you can see the difference between it now. Okay, I want to copy this table, the first one, this one, the one that we have created. What? Oh, I created this table one. Okay, that's fine. So I'm going to use the same structure. However, I'll change a few things. So you can name yours as student one. So ID is a custom ID is an int, but we want to make it as a primary key.
Are we creating another table?
Yes. Similar, just the same structure. Then student name is going to be a var character. Then it should not be null, so not null. So that one cannot be left without entering any value. Sorry, I've written it on the wrong place. Var character, then not null. So that one cannot be left empty. So age is an int. So we want to check, we will use another constraint. I want to maybe give an example of all these constraints. So let's say age, for our students to be taking our courses, we expect them to have a certain age. So let's say they have to be over 18. We don't want to have minors in our class. So age is an int, but you want to check this age has to be either 18 greater than or equal to 18. Then that is one of the constraints. Then another one, our course now. We want to give a default course. Suppose maybe someone omits something. So our default course shall be, so we put there what? Default. Our default course will be, let's call it what? Chemistry. So there is a student at the Department of Chemistry, for example. So that is our default course. If maybe we fail to include one. So that is a table I want now to execute. It has an ID, which is a primary key. That means it cannot be repeated. We have a student name, which is a var character and cannot be left null. Oh, there is something else I can add here. You can also have email, the email of this student. So email will be a var character again, a varchar. There are people with the longer emails. Let's give it 100 characters. A varchar, and this one has to be unique. We don't expect our students to be sharing their emails. So we include a unique constraint at that point. So how many constraints have we included in our table? One for primary key. So this one should be primary, not primary. Primary key. One for primary key, two for not null, three for check, four for unique, five for default. Okay, now let us execute our table and see what we get. So it has executed successfully. So that means we have created a table with these constraints. So we have our fields, which contains the specified constraints. So have you managed to execute the same thing on your side?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes, okay, that's good. Wendy and Christine confirm. So we want to insert data into this table. Students 1. So as we said, we give our columns, they are like the way they appear, ID. The next one is student name. The other one is what, age. Other one is email. And the last one is course. Now, we want to insert values into those fields. So our first record will be ID 1. So let's say we'll
We're
repeat
inserting
it.
into the new table.
Yes?
We're inserting data into the new table.
Yes, data into the new table. That's why I've been declared as students 1 table.
Hello,
So,
please share my screen so that you can help me identify my errors. I have errors again.
okay. All right. Okay, let me see. So we have created that table. If not exist, okay, that's fine. It is int primary key. It should be primary key, not primary. We had left key.
Okay.
Okay, just okay, it's okay. So fine. Just rectify that one on the background as I continue here. Please confirm you can see my screen. Is it visible on your side?
Yes.
All right. So I want to proceed now to insert data into this table. So the first one, the first int, student name, we said I'm going to just replicate the same names. Under strings, you can either use double quotes or just a single quote, but make sure they are consistent. Alice. Then Alice, she's 20 years. Our email is what? That is our character, so it will be Alice at UNBI. So I'll use my school. Then course, she's taking, let's say, statistics. I close the brackets, then comma. The next one I put say, let's say Calvin's. Calvin's is 24 years. His email is calvins at unbi.ac.ke. Let us just by default forget to give his. I want us to capture some errors in this table. Now, other that I want now to get another error. I repeat ID number 1. So I give maybe who's this? Maybe to Christine. Let's say she's 20 years old. Email is Christine. Sorry. Christine at unbi.ac.ke. Let's say she's taking biology. She's under this Department of Biology. Then, sorry. We also have key number 3. Let's say this one for B for Peter. Peter is 25 years old. His email is peter at unbi.ac.ke, comma, and he's taking computer science. Strong. Computer science. Yeah, that is the spelling. No, I want to reach there. So here I'm expecting to get, let me see. I'm expecting to get some errors because the primary key here will not allow. I want to test this one. If ID has been assigned, it should not be assigned to anyone else. Another one. Let me give an error. Let me expect another error here. Let Peter be 17 years old, so that now you will not satisfy the check constraint. So let's execute this one. This one is going to give us an error. Yes, as you can see. Row number 2. Number 2. See, does not match the count value at row number 2. Yes, here. We're also expecting another check value. Let's say we have, let's check, give it this one. That's So are you seeing the errors that we are getting? Guys, confirm from your side. Are you getting the same errors? I said we expect errors in that script.
I haven't finished typing.
Oh, okay.
As for me, I still have errors in the previous one where we were putting constraints. In the constraints section, I still have errors.
Okay, you'll share your screen, you see.
Hi, Enoch.
Yes.
Can you see my screen?
Let me stop sharing. I had not stopped mine.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Okay. So from the previous one or this one?
No, this is still the constraints table. One you are creating. So create table if not exists, student one. Then let me click here. ID int primary key. Then var char that or char. I don't know where the errors are.
Let me check something. Okay. Just a minute. Okay. Let me see. Oh, so in this case, I don't know why it is highlighting at the edge, because that's fine. Should be that way. The other thing that we expected us to get it wrong. Yes, I say we are going to get that one wrong because there are things that we did not define. I did it intentionally. So from your, I use your screen to explain that one. So primary key, that is okay. By default age. Please run it again. Run it again. Want to see the error. Highlight the whole of it.
Don't know, I think
Has it responded in any way?
no, I don't know what I've done.
Okay, close that one. Unaenda hapo kwa query 1.
Yeah.
Yes. Click on that one.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
You now can now close the next query that you had opened. Your view. Close your view. Just after query. Your query 1.
Yeah.
Close that one so that it doesn't inconvenience you. Yeah. Now that's fine. Now let us use yours. Change from students 1 to students 2. I want to see. Hizi zingine uoni error ni kwa wapi?
Oh, I'm here.
I highlight it now and then execute. Execute the marquee student error code. Okay. Now for that column of age, unaona after equal or greater than sign.
Yes.
Weka space tuona. It is going to change. Before 18, weka space.
Before 18.
Weka space. Still has not responded. Because that is the column with the issue. So I'm wondering what is it?
Mimi sasa I have the same error but kwa student name. Na nimesioni shida.
So what you do, because I cannot also spot the error on my side. Abu we paste kwa ChatGPT. No, ulize where is the error? Because we want to know our error. Tunajua
Okay.
kuandika, tunajua kuandika code but hatuoni error iko wapi.
Sawa.
Enoch, naweza share yangu tuone error iko wapi kwa student name.
Busha. Student name of a character. Okay. Mbona imepick na error? Hebu weka hapo comma after primary key. Weka primary key then weke comma. Int primary key. Kwa sawa, enda weka space then key in caps. Comma. Oh yes, I see yours. Yours I can I'm able to spot it. Now after null, weka comma.
After?
Null, after not null, weka comma.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yes.
Na hapa select from students. I change to students 2 ama I leave at students.
Weka tu student 1. Si ilikuwa bado ija create.
No, okay.
Okay, sorry. For the first one, you are checking at students, right? Not students 1. So toa hiyo 1.
Still showing an error.
Okay, retain it that way because we're not working with that one at the moment. Sijui issue kwa wapi hapa.
I just run it.
You run the second one. Run hii ya pili yenye tume create students 1.
It has worked.
Yes. Who else was sharing before you? Mwende or Eve? Who was sharing before you?
Before me was Christine. Now this is Mwende sharing right now. It was Christine before.
Oh, Christine, what is the response from your side?
Hi, let me open first ChatGPT, then I'll tell you.
Okay, you can still share your screen. Please share screen. I check on it as you open. Can even see if I can identify the error.
Can you see it?
Yes, I can see a screen. Primary key not null. Where is this error coming from? I'm trying to check it. To a post kwa GPT. Then you paste the solution just under this. We see where is our issue.
Okay, meanwhile, let me stop sharing so you can continue.
Who else is having an issue before I share my screen?
You said that we'll have errors.
Yes, yeah, I was expecting errors in that table because there are some fields that right? Yeah, we are good now. I can share my screen, right?
Yes, please.
Okay. So share my screen. So from this, I want someone to identify the error before I give it out. Hii iko wide open. Which error should we expect in this case? That's how you know when you're writing a script. Where can you encounter an error and how should you maneuver around it? If our errors are conspicuous. Mpe moja. If you are not speaking.
Oh, sorry, I was actually talking. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I was saying, the one that is very obvious is Peter. Peter is age 17, yet we had said the age cannot be less than 18. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then, me, that's the only one I'm seeing.
Okay, there is also repeat of AD number 1, key number 1.
Oh, I had not even seen that. Yes.
Yes, so we said that is a primary key. So that means it cannot be repeated.
Oh, yeah.
So another one, okay, let me eliminate this one so that maybe you can see what I'm saying. To eliminate that one, then I maybe give this one 30 and execute. This one should work. If not, is it working or not?
What?
Just executed with what errors? Sorry. Let me give this one 3. I wanted to show you something. Oh.
Excuse me, Enoch. So the error I was making, see that place of age, int check. I just wrote greater than or equal to 18 instead of age greater than or equal to 18. So I've rectified that and it's run successfully.
Oh, okay, yeah. Sorry. Tukuona hiyo. Okay. That's fine. Can now continue.
Have you made changes?
Yes, I've made some changes. I wanted to show you something. Okay. So the first thing, I've eliminated the duplicates. Umeona? Yeah, int. Nilikuwa nimerudia. Nilikuwa nimeweka hapa 3 hapo kwa 3.1. So it could not have run or executed successfully because the primary key has been repeated. So we cannot have two number 1, like 2 ones as IDs in that table. That is the first error that we had. Another one is for Peter. Peter had to have more than 18 years, had to have at least 18 years old. Then the other one was what? What had we deleted? What had we omitted? There is something we omitted. Okay. Let me remove this one. So umeona mahali error imetokea? Because this record does not have what? Course in it. So okay, let me give a corrected one so that we can move. So here tulikuwa tumeweka nini? Amefanya mathematics. Applied mathematics. Mhm. Yeah, I will not even change this one. Yeah, it will throw an error because that table has already been populated. So let me put table 2. And here becomes table 2. So I'll execute the whole of it. So it has executed successfully. So from here, I can say select. I want to see, select everything from students 2. So this is my table. I have Alice, Calvin, Christine, Peter. Mhm. So are we together up to that point? Mabado kuna watu zao zinaleta error. Yes. I want to use like 5 minutes to show you how you can use delete and update. So are we good up to that point?
Yeah.
Okay. So anyone facing any challenge, any errors from our side or his side? So we have been able to create our database, create several tables, and insert data in tables without constraints and in tables with constraints.
Enoch, I have a question. Sorry, I was muted.
Uh-huh.
So my error is still saying that there's a column count doesn't match value count at row 2. Row
At row
2,
two.
I have there are
So
5 columns by I have 5, so
yeah.
I don't understand where the
Can you
error is.
okay. Are your fields including ID, student name, age, email, and course, right?
Yes.
Uh-huh. Now under record number 2, that is where there is issue under Calvin's. Calvin's, in that record, you need to have 5 records. ID, which is 2.
1, 2, 3,
Student
4,
name,
5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They have to be 5.
Yeah, mine is 5.
Okay, please share your screen, I say.
Are you able to see?
Yeah, can see it.
So
Okay,
is
this
the
age, Acheng 24, acheng@www.com. Oh yes, there is an error after the email for Acheng. You did not include a comma.
oh,
No, not
sure.
there. After the email of Acheng. Iko sawa, sifute.
Yeah.
No, hiyo spacing bado kuna space. Eka comma then space. Yes, now it should work. Execute, I see.
Thank you.
All right. So, okay, you guys are, I think you can, Luvix. Luvix, I overheard him here, or he was not the one speaking.
Anna, could we have this recording uploaded? I tried looking for yesterday's, but I could not find it.
Yeah, they will be recorded in due time. No worries. Okay, so you are not facing any errors. So can we continue for like 10 minutes, or you're okay? We leave it at that point.
Let's leave it at that for today.
That is it now. That's the beauty of SQL. You learn by doing. But I think the session is okay, right? You learn by doing, you get errors if it forces you to check where there is an error.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question, Enoch. So summarily, since we've been using the asterisk, what can we say the function of that asterisk is?
So asterisk in programming languages, it stands for, or like in in programming languages, it stands for check everything. It stands for everything under that entity you are working with.
Oh, okay.
Yes. It stands for everything.
Oh, you are
So
not going to show us how to delete
yes.
duplicates. How to delete duplicates.
Crispin amesema amechoka. Inampeleka nasema you can I can undo that. Okay, I will undo how to alter a table, how to modify a field, how to drop, how to delete. That will be the first thing that I'll do in the first 20 minutes of the next session. Then we proceed to do something else, right?
Thank you.
Yeah, meanwhile, you can go and research on how to do that, so that by Monday you would be in darkness. Siku inakupeleka mbio sana.
No, but the class was nice actually. The doing and sharing the screen. It was nice.
All right, no worries. Let's call Levix so they can stop recording. Levix, please.
He's eating them.